Minnesota-Memphis game, LeBron offered his perspective on Twitter, putting on his analyst hat, so to speak. He posted, the majority of playoff games are won on how you close each quarter. Now, Shannon, interestingly, Yahoo Sports called the King a jinx this postseason due to his tweets about Pat Bev and Kyrie Irving in games they ended up losing. So give LeBron a letter grade here as a live tweeter during playoff games.
Hey. Yeah, because when you're tweeting, it's actually it. So was Kyrie not playing well in game one? Was that not the case? So what about everybody else tweeting how great Kyrie was? Are they jinxers also? Was Patrick Beverley not playing particularly well at the start of the ball game? You mentioned it, how he got off to the great start. Was that not true? I mean, I tweeted things about Patrick Mahomes at the AFC Championship game. Okay, they lost. At the time, Patrick Mahomes was playing outstanding, rolling out of the pocket, finding Tyreek Hill. He was playing sensational. Because I tweeted, I didn't jinx Patrick Mahomes. So I gave him an A, and he's right. Think about how Minnesota lost the game, Skip. What didn't they do? Close out like they were supposed to. They had a 26-point lead. The next thing you know, it's down to 5-7 at the half. They have these big leads, and you go on a 21. They start in the third and then carry it on through the fourth. So they didn't close out the games. LeBron is offering a very unique perspective from someone that's actually playing the game, that's been in games like this. Remember, Skip, he had that big, I think they had a 25 or 26-point comeback against the Pacers one year, in which, if I'm not mistaken, Kyrie and Kevin Love was on the bench, and it was LeBron and the role players that came back. So he's speaking, he knows which he speaks of, having been in those moments. So I don't have a problem. At the end of the day, LeBron is a fan. And most of these guys are fans. That's why a lot of times, if you follow a lot of these players, they're tweeting. If they're not playing, they're actually tweeting while watching the game. Same with NFL players. They're tweeting. Look at the fight. I'm watching UFC or boxing matches. I see blue check marks from UFC fighters and boxers talking about what's transpiring. They're talking about what they see. And if the guy loses, oh, you jinxed him. What? No. He got a name for live game tweeting. The mere fact that he cares enough to tweet.
You done?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay. Allow me to say, first of all, I do miss LeBron James in these playoffs.
Right.
He's the most interesting man in sports. Every game he ever plays, there's some bizarre subplot that emerges featuring LeBron James. It's always something with LeBron James. And I think the fact that we have the injuries that we just talked about, to Devin Booker, and Middleton, and Luka, they don't even add up to the loss of LeBron. All three of them together don't add up to the loss of LeBron.
Right.
And there's a certain sadness to me that he's sitting at home or wherever he is, watching and tweeting when he should obviously be playing in these playoffs. So they miss him. And yet I do think, even though he's a fan, I think it's sad for him, too. I think it hurts him that he's relegated to tweeting about these games instead of actually playing, certainly when we're in the first round of the playoffs.
You think Tom Brady was hurt by not playing in the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl?
Well, he won a playoff game and played in a big one against the team, nearly beat the team that won it all.
Was he upset?
Okay, he was in the playoffs.
Was he upset that so Tom Brady's about being in the playoffs or winning championships?
Yeah, mostly when the greats lose a game like they lost to the Rams, they don't even watch the NFC Championship game. They can't watch it. It's just too painful.
Even if you're not watching it, so he wasn't upset. So he's like, damn. So
I don't remember. I don't think he tweeted about it. I don't recall it.
Yeah, he ain't got time to tweet. He tweeted about everything else. From Elon Musk to whatever, a moon on Jupiter. That's what he's tweeting about. Anything that's
on Jupiter.
Anything that's trending is what he's hopping on.
Well, he's the GOAT.
See?
He's won 7 Super Bowls.
No, LeBron
he's earned the right.
That's what LeBron has earned the right.
Earned the right.
Earned the right.
He's lost 6 finals.
He's won 4. He go 4 MVP, 4 chips.
4 and 6 in the finals, overcome 6 and 0.
And about to be the all-time leading scorer.
Huh. Interesting.
All-time leading scorer.
So I think there's some wistful side of LeBron who's tweeting, remember me? Remember me? I'm still here. I'm still tweeting.
That's kind of what you guys doing.
Okay. Really? No, he's not remember me. He's still playing. He should have been the MVP last year. Should LeBron have been the MVP?
Hold on, time out.
No.
Time out. No. Hold on, time out. He said this was the last time that he was going to discuss retirement. And what did he do? Every show that he went on, he talked about you never say never. I don't know. There's always a chance. You never say this. I thought he was done. Well, hold on. Brooklyn had a 17-point lead. What happened? The Boston Celtics cut it down. So it's the end of the quarter that did it. Okay, Minnesota had a 26-point lead. What happened? So you make it seem like LeBron is still like just out there talking about the gas price or inflation. He's talking about things that he's been a part of.
By the way, who do you think will have a better season next year, 45-year-old Brady or 37 going on 38-year-old LeBron James?
Skip, they play two different sports. You know LeBron is more demanding than playing football. Stop it.
Father Time tapped LeBron on the shoulder this year and said, sorry.
He said 37. He's the oldest guy to ever average 30 in a game. He's the youngest guy to ever average 30 in a game. And it tapped him on the shoulder.
Now back to letter grade for LeBron as a tweeter. I said this earlier, somewhat facetiously, but the more I've thought about it, I am going to give him the GOAT of athletic tweeting. As superstar tweeting, he is the GOAT of superstars tweeting. At the keyboard, he is the GOAT. I give him an A+ because I love his tweets, and I especially like the one last night. A majority of playoff games are won on how you close quarters.
Yes.
That's wisdom, man. That came from the horse's mouth, as you just said. I love that because that's just flat out smart.
Because we watched it play out right before our eyes. We watched it with Brooklyn.
That is correct.
We watched it just last night.
What do I always say about LeBron Raymond James Sr.? I say highest IQ in basketball on full display with this tweet. And it's just off the top of his head during a game that he's watching as a fan saying, well, look what just happened. Look how Memphis just closed the quarter.
Right.
Look the other night. Look how Boston closed the second quarter because they were down 17, and all of a sudden, I can't remember what they cut it to 7, maybe.
They cut it to 10 at the half.
Cut it. That's right. They're 10 and then 5 going to the fourth quarter.
Right.
Well, close the quarters, and all of a sudden you're in position. And it takes some of the life out of the
I mean, can you imagine being up 26 and now you're only up 7? Can you imagine being up at one point in time 25? You're up 21 with 35 seconds left in the third.
Okay.
And they go on a run and you find yourself down. Like, how did we get here?
Okay. Now, back to live tweeting. I'm going to defend LeBron to the death on this one because I am with you on this. I've been live tweeting off games because I love to, and I love the thrill of it because I came up in this business writing against deadline where I had 15, 17, 19 minutes to write a complete full column off a Dallas Cowboy loss on Monday Night Football. Try it sometime. And this is fun to me because it's such a challenge to tweet in real time, as you occasionally do.
Yeah.
But it's just bang, bang, bang. But it's think fast. And don't hit send unless you're really ready to, because you can look like a fool. Yet I'm with you on the whole idea of, well, okay, just because you said Patrick Mahomes was playing great at that point, that doesn't mean they're going to win the game.
Exactly.
It's not that you're saying the game's over, but you can get called on it. You can get clowned, man. You can get trolled.
I mean, was he not playing great? The guy had 3 touchdowns, had thrown 3 touchdowns in the first half. Was he not playing great? Yes.
Right. I did find it instructive and significant that the 2 LeBron tweets in question were called jinx tweets, but they were applauding 2 players that he's had issues with in very different ways in the past. The first was Patrick Beverley, and he's saying the pit bull is balling right now, locked in. Okay?
He
was, because he was just abusing Ja, and he's doing too little to Ja. Okay, that's fine, but obviously in the fourth quarter, he wasn't abusing anybody because he went 0 for 5, did Pat Bev, and missed all 3 of his 3-point shots. And if he makes a couple of those threes, we might be having a different conversation.
Correct.
Because Ja was really stinking it up. Okay, and it's 37-12, visiting team in the fourth quarter, and this tweet looks foolish, but it doesn't to me because it was just in real time. At that moment, that was happening. And yet he was throwing a little bouquet to a guy that he has sparred with and battled with and who's been very hard on him, both publicly and privately. And in Pat Bev, he's been all over LeBron, right? And brings us back to Kyrie. On Pat Bev also, but then Kyrie is even a much deeper issue because they fell completely apart over all kinds of off-court issues. Obviously, Kyrie demanded his way right out of Cleveland to Boston, and yet, as Kyrie was in the middle of the fourth quarter, he's scoring 18 points in the fourth quarter of Game 1, and LeBron goes over the top with young Godry. He calls him Godry. So damn good at basketball, man. Insane skill. Well, yeah, he does. Yes.
Yeah, there's not many guys that can go get you 18,
Right.
get you 18 points in the quarter in the variety of ways that he can get it.
Okay, but again, it's another throw a bouquet tweet. It's a forgive and forget.
Right.
I want everybody to know I'm a nice guy and I still love you, man.
Right.
Like both tweets said, I still love you both, right? Mm-hmm. And they're in real time, and then down the stretch for 5 straight possessions, Kyrie and company they just forget about playing any defense, and they give up a layup line of putbacks and layups, including the very last second one to Jason Tatum, who just spins right around Kyrie, who just matadors and watches him.
But it all started with Kevin Durant. That was Kevin Durant's man.
No, it was his man at the top of the circle. I don't even know who he's watching. He's ball watching. I don't know what he's doing. He's just kind of in a trance at the top of the circle. Maybe he's watching. Maybe he's thinking, where could Kyrie and I go eat in the city tonight? Maybe we could go.
But Skip, that's how it is, Skip. You could say something. I'm like, man, such and such had an unbelievable game. He ain't better than this. Bro, I didn't say that. I just said the guy's having an unbelievable game. How did you take me saying he's having an unbelievable game to saying that he's better than X?
Okay.
I didn't say that. Guy can be having, oh, man, look at that Joker throw. He ain't better than Cooper Kupp. He ain't better than Devontae. I didn't say that.
All right, so during the Clippers playing game, he